Good morning, everyone. Today is the 5th of March in the third week of Lent, and I'd like to reflect the Gospel passage from Matthew, which teaches about forgiveness through the parable of the unforgiving servant. In this passage, Peter asks Jesus how many times he should forgive someone who sins against him. 7 times? But Jesus responds, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. Jesus then tells the parable of a king who forgave a servant's enormous debt. But that same servant refused to forgive a fellow servant's much smaller debt. When the king heard of this, he was furious and handed the unforgiving servant over to be tortured until he could pay back. This parable teaches us several profound lessons about forgiveness. Firstly, forgiveness is not about keeping score and count. Jesus' response to Peter implies that forgiveness should always be boundless, limitless. There's no count on it. It's not a matter of reaching some target, but having a heart that's willing to forgive time and again. Secondly, the parable highlights the magnitude of God's forgiveness when compared to our own. The king in the parable represents God, who forgives us for our countless sins, debts we could never repay on our own. Yet, when it comes to forgiving others, we often struggle to extend and live out that same grace. Thirdly, forgiveness is not just about letting go of resentment. It's about releasing others from the burden of their failure. The unforgiving servant's unwillingness to forgive not only led to his own downfall, but also caused unnecessary suffering for his fellow servant. And finally, forgiveness is not just a one-time encounter or a one-time event, but a continual process. Just as God continually forgives us, we are also called to continually forgive others. In our daily lives, we encounter situations where forgiveness may seem very difficult or sometimes impossible. But let us remember the words of Jesus in this passage: to forgive not just 7 times, but 70 times. Let us strive to embody that boundless forgiveness that God extends to us, releasing others from their debts, just as we have been released from ours. As we reflect on this passage, may we be inspired to cultivate and nurture hearts of forgiveness, knowing that in doing so, we will be mirroring the love and mercy of our Heavenly Father. Have a blessed day and continue working through your goals this Lent.